Views expressed by Hoot and Holler storytellers do not reflect those of Blue Ridge PBS and may contain themes and language not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Blue Ridge PBS and ECHO present Hoot and Holler, a live storytelling event recorded at the Historic Grandin Theatre in Roanoke, Virginia.
I'm a little bit nervous, y'all. Ooh-wee. Wait, first, can we just give it up for Lee and the 7 storytellers so far this evening? This has been amazing. The bear was huffing and teeth clacking, biting his teeth together. Strong, musty smell. And I thought, do I clack my teeth back? And it was at this moment with sweaty hands I wondered if I had made a mistake. Let me back up a little bit first. So I grew up in the sticks, or the boonies as my mom calls them, in the Piedmont of Virginia, old tobacco country. I was a free-range child. You know, they sent me outside to play. And I was lured back to supper by the smells of my mom's southern cuisine. You know, it was like my dog and me both knew the exact time to go back home for food. Perhaps we aren't so different. I mean, I'm a bona fide, genuine nature lover. Like, ecophilia isn't strong enough of a term. And that's just a highfalutin word for nature lover. So, I will happily go neck to neck against anybody. How nature are you? I mean, not like it's a competition, but I'm just saying. So since I was a kid, since I'm old enough to remember, I had tadpoles in buckets, lizards in my pockets, and one summer I had a black widow for a pet in the house. And I watched it spin webs for hours. It was like my own National Geographic channel, because cable didn't reach that far in the country. I mean, a kid with a black widow. Now, some may think, well, that just sounds like poor parenting. But they fostered a curiosity in nature instead of quelling it, right? That led me to live the majority of my life in science education and sharing that love with thousands of children. And thanks, Mom and Dad. And God willing, thousands more. And nature's taught me a few lessons from the chaos. Pluck the strings of life and there are reverberations. The animal kingdom bumps back. Lesson 1, dangerous things are not inherently dangerous if they teach you how to be cautious. Lesson 2, tiny things can kill you. Or at least put a real hurting on you. Neurotoxins ain't no joke. So later in life, after college and some jobs and things like this, I decided to live for a couple years in a tent more than a bed, by choice. I mean, it wasn't like John the Baptist living off locusts and honey. This is the 21st century. I supplemented my diet with locusts and honey. And at my core, I just want to understand the web of life better. You know, you see those food web diagrams in science class showing all the cool interconnections between organisms. But they always leave us off of that diagram. And it's kind of weird, but maybe fitting because most of us do live lives removed from nature. But in reality, we're not apart from nature. We're part of nature. And I don't think I'm the only one. I have an innate desire to want to reconnect to the wild. But the harsh reality is nature's not all Hallmark and Disney, right? It's pretty savage, unpredictable place. Well, it sounds like Roanoke too sometimes. Perhaps we aren't so different. And within this web of life, we all have our own webs, stories woven together by our experiences and interactions, webs within a grand tapestry of a web. And I just want to tug and share part of one thread with you guys this evening. So about 6 years ago, there's a spot I like to go, not too far from here, looking for bears. That primeval, atavistic yearning is just a little bit deeper in some of us than others. And it's often repressed by the walls of civility. And some people go looking for birds or deers or turtle, and I've done all these things, but in this season, I really wanted to see bears. And I was seeing them exponentially more here than other places. First disclaimer, one does these things with proper understanding and respect, even after a fair amount of outdoor experience, because we're not always the top of the food chain, and we're a lot more protein, fat, and calories than a frog or a mushroom. So when I first started going, I said, I need protection, just in case. Better safe than sorry. But that day, I didn't have any time to go get any fancy bear spray. So I asked myself, what's bear spray? Shoot, it ain't nothing but pressurized eye pain. Country people will MacGyver anything. So what are you going to do? You're going to go down to the DG, the Dollar General, poor people's IKEA. They got everything. They got it all. And I found me a little Super Soaker water gun. Not a big one, just a little one-hand one, and I mix up some cayenne and warm water, and we're ready to go. And my dad said I had to bring the water gun tonight. Look, this is all you need right here. Pressurized eye pain, baby. So sometimes you just got to MacGyver it. All right. Now, bears are so in tune with their environment that, it's really, really hard to see one doing their natural thing because they normally hear or smell you first and leave. 95% of bear sightings are just their big booties running away. And I just really want to see a bear, just doing its natural bear thing. I'm actually in the middle of trying to write a natural history book, and it's part of my research. So I get out there, and I'm in ninja mode. I'm literally trying to stalk a bear. Okay? This is not easy to do. And I'm an hour in, and I've seen a baby copperhead with the lime green tail. I've seen some pileated woodpeckers. I don't know why everything's so funny to them. Always laughing. I see some deer, some squirrels, some little orange salamanders, the red Fs. I love them, but I'm on a mission. I'm not interested today. So just keep going. And finally, I hear some scratching around the bend, and I'm this is not squirrel scratching. This might actually be it. My heartbeat quickens. And there in front of me is an eastern towhee, a tiny little songbird scratching in the leaves for bugs. Lesson 3, a 1-ounce bird can make more noise with its feet than a 300-pound bear. All right, I got to get rid of this thing. So at this point, I'm all in, okay? So I grab some dirt and leaves, I'm rubbing it on my face, I'm rubbing it on my shirt to mask my scent. I'm like country ghetto Rambo out here with my yellow Super Soaker on my hip. I dig up some sassafras root, chewing on nature's best toothpick. And I'm literally creeping and crawling for miles and miles. I'm so far into the woods. And finally, I find the largest wild mammal of the eastern U.S., Ursus americanus, the black bear, flipping over rocks, rooting around for food and mushrooms. And the first drops of adrenaline are released. Movement becomes more calculated because instantly the game is different. Because it ain't no game, it's the wild laws of nature, and I'm 2-3 hours from a road or a car. And my place in the hierarchy and web shifts. So I parallel him. I'm mirroring his path. I was able to do it really easily because I'm on a trail, but he's doing it over stick and leaves. And I'm kind of fangirling over him, wow, how is he doing this? This is so amazing. I'm getting to see a bear do bear stuff. How is he doing this? But the real question was probably like, how long would he be unaware of my presence? Because he doesn't know I'm here yet, because I'm in ninja mode. Now, disclaimer. Let me take a quick moment and say this is not a wise decision. Please don't try this at home. So for the next 150 feet, I'm just mimicking his path. We're both walking on opposite sides of a little drainage. And I'm just soaking it all in. It's just like, wow, amazing moments for me. And I'm pausing behind trees for cover, just straight ninja mode. And finally, a misstep. Tiny stick snaps in the sea of silence. I freeze behind the tree, knowing he's scanning. I do a little mental inventory of the haves and have-nots. He has strong teeth, sharp claws, slight or not so slight weight advantage. I feel by my side, reassuring myself with my cayenne water gun. It wasn't all that reassuring. Now, I was there to get a photo, but I don't have one of those fancy telephoto lenses, This was another reason I had to get really close. And I decided, okay, I better get my picture, let myself be known, and depart. But the real question I'm having is am I going to be able to hold my hands steady enough to take a focused photo? So I've been avoiding a clear line of sight this whole time in ninja mode, but now it's all over. So I decided to let myself be known, and we lock eyes. Another shot of adrenaline trickles from your brain to the back of your throat. Metallic taste. Does he see me as a piece of meat? Does he see me as another animal? Perhaps we aren't so different. It's like 15 seconds of eternity. And he jolts over the hillside. But my path out headed to where he had gone, so I now know he might be there now. And when I get there, now he is awaiting me. So it's like, you want to get closer to the web of life gets closer to you too. And this is a real come to God moment for me here because the whole situation's different now. So look the beast in the eye and see a part of yourself. And everything else fades. Words do no justice. To run now could be dangerous, triggering his instinct. And we find understanding in a different language. Because, that beast is still there inside of all of us. Domesticated into docility. Shamed into the shadows. How many of us are willing to face that thing that makes your knees weak? I could have easily caved. But lesson 4, there is growth in facing that which can kill you. Growth and survival. The bear is huffing and teeth clacking, biting his teeth together. Strong, musty smell. And I think, do I clack my teeth back? Does my super soaker still have pressure? Will he charge? Will he bluff charge? They'll do that just to test you. They'll bluff charge. They'll run at you and just stop real fast, and you got to not flinch. And I decided to fight fire with fire and turn the tables. I'm going to bluff charge the bear. Well, my version of a bluff charge. So I pull out the super soaker, and I give it 2 slow pumps. Now, I can't be certain of what he said, but I know just enough bear language to know he'd had enough. And we both decide to step back and walk away, choosing no bloodshed or burning eyes today. And as I was walking out, it hit me, I'm alive. I'm alive, yet sometimes I feel like I'm hanging on by a thread. And the web of life does a lot more than just sustain us physically, right? Nature mends and reinforces the threads of our lives. And I wonder when we're out there what it is we're really searching for in here. See, I wasn't only stalking a bear. Maybe I was looking for connection, trying to remember something just out of reach, remembering we're part of a bigger community than just people and machines. Webs within a grand tapestry of a web. And walking home out of the woods again that day, this time it hit me, but it hit me again, literally, like I plowed into a spider web. And I jerked back from its sticky plasticity. I was spitting and pulling it out of my beard. It's so annoying. Probably more so annoying for her. I sat for a moment and just stopped, and I watched this little arachnid. And I wondered, was I overlooking life and beautiful moments because I was so transfixed on looking for one? Lesson 5. I love watching spiders build webs. The order and design, the architectural art, the way they move and turn the bug juice of meals into the basic building blocks, into stringy silk, pound for pound, stronger than steel. How they maneuver over it without getting stuck. How a web can be destroyed and they just go to work repairing and fixing it. Well, they have to. Their life depends on it. Perhaps we aren't so different. Thank you.